Okay, pull up the clip from Nancy Pelosi. Pull up the clip from Nancy Pelosi. Watch this. This is her, by the way. Pause it. So let's preface what this is, Vinny.
Her daughter is in the back seat recording all this. And mind you, there's been speculation, like she had two of the same exact conversation. They recorded it. This is all supposed to be like a documentary from her daughter recording, but little did they know that she admits something here at the end of this.
Oopsie.
Whoopsie.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they had been. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
Isn't
What?
That she's taking responsibility for them not being there and being prepared for more. And let's just very quickly. Okay, you want to show this one?
Yeah, of course.
Let's show this one.
This is her responding to the video. Is that what it is? Okay, go ahead.
The same day.
Go.
The fact is that the President of the United States, the former president, and his toadies do not want to face the facts. They're trying to do revisionist history on January 6th. But we cannot let us be dragged into their, again, false impression of what happened that day. They know what happened that day. The fact is that
and again, it just like you said about common sense and people and information, it just takes time. January 6th, okay, and this is, remember the ex-police chief of Capitol Police, Stephen's son? He said the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the military all knew January 6th was going to be insane. It was going to be chaotic. They had intelligence warning them of violence, and the intelligence was not shared with him because they wanted it to be a shit show, okay? And then add to the fact that the FBI had, FBI sources, even Antifa was dressed up in MAGA gear. They were changing. They were inside. January 6th was a trap. It was a setup. Ray Epps was not only caught on camera, Tom, he was the #1 instigator of the riot. He was at the first breach, and what did he get? He got a misdemeanor, and he's going to do no jail time. Okay, everybody else that was there got 20 years. They're still arresting people. They're arresting veterans who are outside holding flags. And I'm happy. I hope something comes up about this because they all knew, but they wanted it to become what it did so they could go after everybody because they don't want anybody going to Washington.
Tom, how big of a deal is this, Tom? How big of a deal is this?
On Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah.
This is a pretty big deal. On a 1 to 10, I give it about a 7 because it just shows how much, just like the Steele dossier, just like Russia, that as time goes by, things are leaking out, and the narrative that they tried to pin on Trump isn't pinning. It's coming undone. That thread's coming undone for one simple reason. He was anti-establishment. They are establishment, and they're trying to protect the home field on that. And now you're seeing from Hillary to Pelosi, it's all coming out.
Adam.
So we're trying to establish how much accountability and responsibility is on Nancy Pelosi versus Trump. What are we solving for right now?
Well, I think from what we're seeing, Adam, she was claiming, she had no idea and everything. Donald Trump was authorizing thousands of troops. She was the one, from what the chief of police, Stephen's son, said. They didn't want it. They wanted it to be chaotic. They wanted it to be exactly what they wanted to go after everybody, to make it seem as something as it wasn't.
I don't disagree with you. I just look. The most important thing that we have coming up is election November 5th. Anytime you bring up anything with the Capitol, anytime you bring up anything with that insurrection, do you think that benefits the Republicans or you think that benefits the Democrats?
Depends.
I'll answer it for you.
It depends.
It's definitely not going to help Trump. And when you're talking about January 6th, most people have made up their mind. There was a poll out there on the CBS this weekend. If you trust CBS, let's give that disclaimer, and you
Definitely
trust polls. Sunday morning, this was, do you think the FBI operatives organized and encouraged the January 6th insurrection? 48% of Americans, this is from the Washington Post, can't trust them, we know that.
Of course.
In the University of Maryland poll, margin of error, 4%. 48% of Americans said that probably or definitely false that the FBI operatives organized or encouraged it. So almost 50% said, nah, the FBI didn't organize it. Guys, this is a poll.
Yeah, okay.
26% says, listen, not sure, can't really tell you one way or the other. And 25% said, definitely or probably true. So you'd be obviously in that camp that the FBI
For sure.
was part of this. For sure. Exactly.
That's
You're in that.
100.
Yeah.
Christopher Wray couldn't even. He was in front of Congress, and he goes, "I can't say." He
Sure.
100%. There was
Cool.
FBI agents on the ground.
Vinny, I'm with
Sure,
you.
yeah.
So you're in that camp. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know that half of America doesn't think that way. A quarter of America is with you, and a quarter of America is like, yeah, I'm not really sure. What's my point? You're going to talk about January 6th. Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing for Trump?
To be personally, if it's with stuff like that coming out, it's a good thing because the word insurrection never happened. You mean to tell me all those people came over to take over the government and not one of them had a gun?
So I see where you're going with this. This is.
I just don't think it helps Trump.
So I guess what the way you're positioning it is kind of like the clip we played from earlier when Kevin Spacey says, I was on the plane and there was little girls there and that's why I never supported Jeffrey Epstein, right? Okay. That information does not help the Clintons because it validates that there were young girls on the plane that were teens on the plane. He just, a very famous celebrity just validated that there was teens there. You're right. That is not good to bring you back up. But in this case, she is saying she's the reason I take responsibility. In this case, it helps Trump. It doesn't hurt Trump. It helps him, and it hurts Nancy Pelosi because all the stuff that we were told, insurrectionist, and you suffered this,
Cops were
and look
killed.
what they've done, and all this other stuff. Yeah, so guess what? Now we know who was behind it that didn't allow protection to come as soon as possible because she wanted chaos.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's blame to go around. I'm sure politics is ugly, and we're seeing sort of how the sausage is made. What did Trump do? What did Pelosi do? There's enough blame to go around. I'm just from a macro perspective. By the way, what percentage of Americans do you think are going to see that clip? Percentage of Americans.
15, 20%.
You don't need every. No, it's not even that. It's less than that.
Again,
but the point is,
it's not going to go viral. Nobody's going to talk about this.
You don't need that many people.
I just don't
You
think
need that
talking
many people.
about January 6th helps Trump.
Well, Pat, all that's going to help is when his trial comes
That's
up.
not
on
how
January
life
6th.
works, Adam. If you were accused of doing something that you never did, you have no problem, as many people talking about it, if you know for a fact you never did it. You want that to be talked about if you never did it, especially if more proof is coming that you didn't do it. Trust me, you want that.
Well,
Trust me, that community who was accused of that wants that.
Well,
so
when-
part of it helps him, doesn't hurt him.
I don't disagree. Last point. When you see, and quote me on this, hundreds of millions of dollars of ads that hit the airwaves this summer and this fall before the election of the greatest insurrection clips ever of Confederate flags in the Capitol that Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson weren't able to do. They were in there. Of our buddy that we interviewed, what's his name? The QAnon shaman. When you see people smashing, fighting police, when you see hundreds of millions of dollars worth of ads replaying the highlights of January 6th, ask yourself, does that help Trump or hurt Trump? It ain't going to help Trump.
Yeah. Again, that part with logic, if it's showing to redeem a person, 100% it helps him. Similar to what you said earlier on today's podcast. You said, I almost fell for Kevin Spacey. He is that good of an actor. Just like I fell for what? Russia collusion.
Yeah.
And now, do you think the Russia collusion was a accurate statement, or they were manipulating to hurt
They
Trump?
were definitely manipulating.
This is the
And
same
I see
exact
exactly
thing
what you're
with
doing.
J6.
The only difference is,
Yeah, this is the same thing.
January 6th actually happened.
No, but no, it's not January. To say
Happened. I'm not calling it an
it's
insurrection.
not.
I'm saying the ugliness of it all.
But that's
Okay.
no. But what you just said
Yes.
is like, listen, you go and you hook up with a girl. Okay.
No.
Hang on.
Let's not use this analogy.
Hang on.
I don't want to use this analogy.
You go hook up with a girl, and imagine somebody keeps saying, "No, you raped her." No, you raped her.
Yeah.
Was there sex between you and the girl?
No.
Yes.
No, I'm a virgin.
If there was sex between you and the girl, one can say it's what? Consensual. One can say it's what? Rape. Okay? There is a big difference. Meaning, was there a rally with millions of people, not millions, thousands of people that were not happy that Trump lost because they felt that holding back the New York Post story was manipulation. Yes. But is that an insurrection? No. There's a big difference between a rally and an insurrection. And that difference is called a crime.
Well,
so in this case, when she finally says this, no. This is saying that she was responsible for the crime.
I'm with you, but as I see this stat, I have to point out the obvious. Our audience, 94% believes the FBI was involved in instigating the insurrection. I love our audience, respect, say what you want to say. You know, all the lovely comments are out there.
That's not even what I'm. By the way, if you notice,
if you notice, say 50%. So our audience isn't indicative of actually what happened.
I've said.
I'm not talking about what you said. I'm saying about that poll right there.
What I'm saying
on the screen.
I don't care about the Fed stuff. I'm not talking about the Fed stuff. I'm talking about the qualification of a word being used. You had sex with a girl. No, you raped her. Those are two. The intercourse happened, but one was consensual, one was forced. Did you hold a rally? Yes. Why did you hold it? We were not happy with the results, but was there insurrection? No. They let us in, and they didn't even want. She didn't even want to. Those are the qualification and the definition of the two words are different. And by the way, very quickly, as we've learned in the last few years, 64%, whatever the number was, majority of America. Rob, can you pull up the stat on JFK assassination? The trust in JFK assassination over the years. Okay, there's a poll for it where it says, 80% of the public believe the fact that it was Harvey Oswald, and then that's gone down to numbers where now people realize the number one person that they think was behind the killing of JFK was who? The government.
Yeah.
And it's changed.
How many years did that take?
But it doesn't matter. It's how long it takes for...
Well, no, you've got 6 months to convince the general public that January 6th was actually a good thing.
This helps.
I agree.
Yeah,
but
this helps.
It needs to happen quick.
Okay.
This took 60 years.
I get that. But today, there was no social media then. Today, there's social media, so things move much quicker. So if you're out there doing your part as a father... picking up your responsibilities, not giving it up to somebody else to do. You wake up every single morning thinking about how to raise better kids, thinking about how to raise better future leaders in the world. I applaud you. I respect you. I want to tell you what we're doing this weekend, Rob. If you want to pull it up, we just launched a new wallet. This is a wallet I've been wearing for almost 6 months. This is the only, I gave up my Fendi wallet. I gave up all the fancy wallets. I wear the Valuetainment wallet. I have it in brown and I have it in black. And this is how it works. You got cash in here. You put it very easy. Your ID here. You pull it out. Credit card comes out. It's very simple. I keep my cards here, my credit cards here. This is all I need. It's leather. Valuetainment officially launched. We have a limited supply. It will sell out just like the numbered hat sold out a couple weeks ago. Anybody for Father's Day that orders one of these wallets gets a free hat, Future Looks Bright hat, for free. So place the order, limited supplies. You place the order brown or black, you get a hat being sent your way as well. If you have a father, you want to gift them something, gift them this wallet with the hat. And if you're married, watching this, to all the ladies watching this, your husband loves the PBD podcast, order them this wallet for Father's Day and get a hat on top of it for free. Rob, they can go to vtmerch.com to see it. And this is where the link is at. Rob, let's make sure we put the link below as well. And for those of you that are watching the Spotify and Apple, go to vtmerch.com for the entire weekend of Father's Day. This will be there. However, I'm telling you, we don't have a lot of these. This is a few hundred of these wallets that we have. They'll be gone in no time.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.